Hi, my name's Alicia and let's get started with Pilates. Roll yourself down, get comfy into the mat. We're going to start with a little release before we start working the strength. You just want to gently drop the knees to one side and then rock them to the other side. You're looking for that nice twist, but you're also kind of massaging the tops of your glutes and your sacrum across your mat. You can let that rock a little faster and just let the body flop and twist. Enjoy. Then bring it to the center. Let's change the angle for the hips, step the feet wider, and this time letting one knee rock in. We're looking for a nice lengthen through the front of the hip now. That's it. Second release. Nice and juicy. Then bring the legs back together, your third release. Hook one foot over and you're just rocking in, not holding the stretch. We're finding our range of motion and we'll use all those motions very soon. You get a little release in the lower back as you pull it in, and then that nice stretch in the glutes on the folded leg. Then as you grab it here, send the leg up and see if you can grab on top. So you're still doing your little rock, but now you've got an extra hamstring stretch. Feel a bit like a contortionist there, don't you? Okay, thread it through the other side. Did you catch that the hands go in and underneath? And you're rocking in. I've got the foot flexed and I'm pressing out a little bit with my knee to get a little extra out of that, but otherwise it doesn't have to be the world's biggest stretch, just finding a nice little movement there. Then take it over, keep those little pelvis rocks curving the spine, hamstring now, and then hug both your knees in, take a nice inhale and exhale, let it all go. Now we're starting with our core work, so we're going to inhale, prepare. Exhale, we're going to deepen the lower belly. This is our advanced workout, so the back is flat along the mat. No little bit of space there. Hands to the floor and we extend the legs up straight over the hips. If your hamstrings are a little tighter, you can have them bent, but go for a full extension. Now we're going to isolate lower abs. Exhale, deepen the belly. Feel like you're holding the abdominals nice and strong, even though nothing has happened just yet. And now that the abdominals are prepared, you can lower one leg down. It hovers just off the floor. And then inhale back up. Exhale, deepen the belly as the leg slowly lowers, slowly with me. And as it floats back up, keep that belly engaged. Meanwhile, while the lower abs are holding, the upper body is trying to be as relaxed as possible. You might have heard me say it before, but if we took a photo of your upper body, it should look calm and serene, so that no work is being done up here and it's all been done in the lower belly. Nice. How's that feeling? Are you maintaining that curve in the lower back? That flatness in the lower back. If that's the case, then we can step it up a notch here a little bit. We're going to exhale, lower it down. And this time, instead of one at a time, we're going to switch them. So when they pass each other, this is the heavy point. They're out on the diagonal and then swap. It's a scissor action. They simultaneously pass on the diagonal. It's going to be stronger now. So you want to exhale, deepen the belly and switch. Inhale, release. Exhale, deepen the belly. Try to catch them out there for a microsecond as they pass each other. Exhale, switch. Good. Are you still really relaxed in the upper body? Very nice. 4 more. Exhale, switch. Try not to rest them. The little break will come soon. 2 more. Exhale. Remember, you can have the legs slightly bent, but you are trying to progress your practice here, so you're challenging that flexibility. Keep reaching them long. 1 more switch. And then release. Bring them into tabletop. Interlace the fingers this time. Hands behind the head. Inhale. Exhale. Curl the shoulder blades nice and high. Rather than elbows in, elbows wide, and send those legs back up again. We do the set again. Exhale, lower. Inhale back up. Now, you can see when my leg falls back towards me, it's actually a little bit easier. It's more challenging to have it straight up and over. It might look fancier that I have long hamstrings, but it means nothing for my core strength. Inhale up, exhale. If your legs are slightly bent, you are working as hard, so don't worry about that. Now, as I've been talking to you, I've been noticing my shoulders dropping down there, so I'm trying to pick those up. Exhale, do that to yours as well. Inhale, exhale. Now we're going nice and slowly to start today, and it is burning. Sometimes the slowest ones are the hardest. Do you agree? Inhale up, exhale. Once more, exhale down. Inhale up. Now the scissor, the break is coming. Stay with me. Lower that leg. It's the suspend on the diagonal. Ooh, and switch. Inhale, take your little micro pause, and then exhale, re-engage the belly. It's not that the belly releases, but you consciously add a little bit more contraction for the switch. Exhale. Just send my eyes to a spot to focus. You can look, don't look at me, be looking up towards the diagonal of your room. Exhale, switch. I'll tell you when to stop. We've got 4 more. Exhale, switch. 3 more. Exhale, switch. 2 more. Exhale, switch. 1 more. Exhale, switch. And bring it in. All right, lower abs, done. Upper rectus abdominals, done. Let's build on now again. We send one leg high and one leg low, and you're holding the leg. This is a traditional Pilates exercise designed by Joseph Pilates. It's called a hamstring pull. Now, if your hamstrings are a little tighter, it will just look a little bent. But you're trying to, from once you get into this position, don't pull the leg towards you, pull your shoulders up towards the leg. Hamstring pull as a name is a little incorrect. It's really like a shoulder lift. Exhale, drawing it in. If you have long hamstrings, don't bring them past halfway. It's more challenging to be straight up and over. We got a little double pulse. We can exhale, exhale. It's more of a traditional Pilates breath to purse the lips, but it can be in these stronger exercises a really nice way of feeling yourself draw your belly in towards your spine and getting a sharper little pulse action. Exhale. So I like to use it on these ones. Exhale. Are those shoulders pulsing? 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. And release. Can you keep your legs up? My bottom one, I've just got to lift that up, and then I can feel the lower back scoop in. This is the helicopter, and we're on the home stretch. You open the legs around and cross again. Now it could be a small circle to start with. They get to the V shape and then around. Start smaller and controlled, and you can work your way wider in a moment. So we're starting to include a little bit of inner thigh. As they come back into parallel, give them a little overcross. And change. Control it in. It's like you're squeezing your inner thighs together. They should touch. And then open your helicopter. Exhale. Now, if you need a little extra support, press down into the floor there. But if you can, try to keep that upper body relaxed. That's always the technique. Now, see if you can take them a little bit wider for 4. Circle for 3. They're slightly bent. That doesn't mean you're not still touching the inner thighs and squeezing it in. Last one. Bring it back to center. Hands behind the head. Try those helicopters with your curl ups, and we leave the abs for a little while. These are overcrossed helicopters. Little twist. Little twist. Little twist. 4 more. Exhale, squeeze in. Exhale, squeeze in. 2, squeeze in. 1, squeeze in, and done. Let your knees even hang out wide so that you can stretch the inner thighs there a little bit. Give it a little rock and release. just like you did earlier, just nice and juicy in those hip joints, because this is heavy on the hips, but good for them. Now, we're going to continue with the inner thighs. There's still a little bit of lower abs. We take the legs out nice and wide. Let's hold them to begin with so you can support them. Flex your feet and then squeeze your inner thighs together. If the knees are slightly bent, that's fine. You're still thinking of the inner thighs here. Imagine you've got a big gym ball between your knees and you're squishing in on the gym ball. Inhale, exhale. If you can, fully extend, exhale. You have to consciously imagine a bit more resistance, squeezing in on the ball. Good, there's a little bit more tempo going up. Exhale, up. Exhale, up. 4, 4, 3. If you need to guide the legs with the arms, that's fine for now. 2, 1. Then hang them out again. And this time slightly rotate your heels towards each other. One heel is coming in front and then the other heel comes in front. So it's actually down here that you're doing a crisscross. If anyone knows ballet, it's a bit like a changement. So you're just doing one change, and then open. One change, and open. I'm thinking of tapping my inner thighs together more than I'm thinking about my feet. My legs hit each other. Hit, open. Hit, open. If you're not breathing, you want to breathe out. Inhale. 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 You're going to be feeling this tomorrow in your inner thighs for sure. 2 more. Last one. And release. Did you get a little bit of fatigue in the front of the hips? That's all right. We're going to stretch that out soon. Now roll yourself straight over to the side. Bring the top leg over. And you can just lounge out, nice and long through the head there. Now turn your toes up towards the sky. And you're trying to tap up with your toes to hit a little ceiling. Up, up, up. This one's got a little bit more tempo. Now the inner thighs are already warmed up, so if you are fatigued already, perfect. If you've got a little bit more stamina in you, try to hit a little bit higher. We're going up, inner thighs. Up, up. Now I'm still trying to play that calm, cool and collected in the upper body. Relaxed in the neck doesn't need to work. The back's nice and long. I've got maybe a little hold in the belly, but mostly down from the top of the thigh, pulsing up, up. 4, 3, 2, 1, and whoo, very nice. Now I want the top leg out long, and the bottom leg's trying to tap to it. That's it. So it's pretty much the same. You've just got a little reference point. Hold that one still and tap it up. 10, 9, 8, good. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Inhale. Our finale. This is called the banana. Inhale. Exhale. You want to try to lift up your shoulder and your legs and back down. It looks bigger than it feels. It feels like you've only just got off the floor. If you can feel a little contraction through the waistline, a shortening of the ribs there, and a suspend. You're trying to use as little weight in the front hand as possible. To slightly peel the head up off the arm, suspend, and down. 2 more just to get the shape, and then we're going to hold this last one. Inhale down, exhale, hold it. It's like you're doing a little plank in your side waistline there. Lovely. And then we're going to tap up the bottom leg. Nearly there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it. Oh, now swing it straight through because the other side has not had the same workout. We come down into that lying position. We should be able to go straight over. This one's going to get a rest, the fatigued one, as it holds, and the bottom one's going to start pulsing up. We're going to have a little bit more to build up to the burn on this side. So rather than dropping it all the way down, try to keep it up a little bit higher. Just a little lift. Now, when you realize you're getting tired, you start gripping on. See if you can relax that hand. Take a few slower breaths. Come down from that fatigue. And go back to your classic signature isolation. Pilates used to be called controlology. That was the name Joseph Pilates gave it, because you were controlling and isolating different parts of the body. It still has that center intention, and right now it's just a squeeze on the inner thigh to lift. Squeeze to lift. Looking good. Taking it up and up and up. 8, 7, 6. It's always comforting to hear a countdown, isn't it? 3, 2, 1. Send that leg out long. Don't drop them. You're holding in your plank. Your ribs and belly are scooped in, and now the bottom leg is squeezing up to tap the top one, not vice versa. Whew. Looking good. Now, any horse riders in the group, they usually have the strongest inner thighs, squeezing in on the horse. Keep it going. Lift it up. 8, 7, 6, 5. Looking good. 4, 3. We can do it. 2. You and me. 1. Hold it. Release it down. This is your micro release just while you practice your banana. Inhale. Exhale. Little lift up. If you try to do too much, it won't be as effective. You just want to do a small hover, just the shoulder blades off, and that squeeze in the waistline just to lift the legs. And release. You want to feel the fatigue coming in on the waist. Are you getting that? Then you're doing it right. Don't try to do more, just suspend. And release. The next one we hold and we add that tiny little inner thigh squeeze. The bottom one's kicking up to tap, 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 tap. 10, 9, 8, 7. What's burning more, inner thigh or the waistline? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Well deserved this moment now. Some of you might just need to go to your happy place in a sway like this, or you might like to send those legs out long. Give it a little wiggle. Always feels nice to press from behind just before you lean and reach out over into that stretch. Deep breath. One more deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Release it back up. That's the one you go to when you're feeling a little bit sore tomorrow or maybe the next day. Okay, you're going to bring it around, shifting it down into the glutes. Fix yourself up again. Okay, onto all fours. Let's get a really nice neat stack. Hands in under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and most importantly, belly drawn up into the spine. We're sending one leg out long. Now you can assess the quality of your position here by placing the hand on the back of your pelvis. If it feels nice and flat, like you could balance a plate on there, perfect. Then bring the hand back. Good. We're going to lift, squeeze up and tap down. What happens when we kick up and down is as we kick up, the back starts to arch. Let's resist that by drawing up through the belly. Then as you kick up, you should hit a resistant point, not too far, just above the hips there. Kicking up and up and up. We're going for the kick. The kick actually takes more control so that you don't rock around. You want to keep still as if you were doing it slowly, but you're giving it a little bit more oomph at the back there. Taking it up for 5, 4, 3, press away from the floor. 2, there's still a little bit of activity in the upper body, and hold it. This is a tricep push-up. The elbows are not going to the side, they're coming in backwards down the mat. If you slightly turn your hands out, that might encourage that. You're sending your nose forwards towards the end of the mat. You're tipping yourself down and back up. 3 tricep push-ups. Bring it down, rock forwards. I think of it like a seesaw. The back leg's out and you seesaw down with the nose and back up. Okay, let's switch the leg out. If that was 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Tap, kick, tap, kick, tap, kick, tap. Back to the tempo. Lovely. 10, 9, you got it. Lift. Now turn away. Don't look at me the whole time. You sense inside your own body. Long spine for 4, 3, 2. Hold the leg out on that angle and bring yourself back down for 3 seesaw push-ups. Down and up. Breathing, elbows in. Now these are strong. Maybe to start with you don't make it very far. That doesn't matter. Doing it is what changes the body. Now rainbows, up, tap, up, tap, up, tap. You're going from that 6 o'clock position behind you out to the 4 o'clock. Up, tap, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's not complete without those little push-ups. Last one, 3, and back. 2, keep your ribs tucked in. And 1. And you thought I was going to say the end. No, we're tipping up. Surprise. This is still weight on that standing leg. This is the glute we're challenging. We're doing our taps again, but bigger and higher. I'm thinking of myself like an A-frame, although I've got my bottom leg bent. Kicking up, all the way up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up, bring the knee back down. 3 seesaws. 1, and press. 2, and press. 3, and press. Tip it back up. Change to 4 o'clock and up. Because it's heavier now, the reps are not quite as high. And as we head towards our fatigue, that's it for 5, 4, 3. I've got my toes pointing down, so my legs turned inwards. Last one. Drop it down. Breathing in. Control. Zen Master control now. Slow it down. 2. And 1. You know the pattern. You knew what was coming. Lift it up. Rainbows. 4 to 6 o'clock. 4. Now I can actually swing my leg a little bit higher. I'm holding back on you. You kick yours as high as you can. Keep the bottom leg nice and still for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. And release. Now we actually want to take the leg we were standing on. Bring it round to the front. Slide yourself back. Nestle in for a little nap. Lucky for us, we have 2 legs, hey? So we've got to do it all again on the other side. And unlucky for those who have 3 legs, I suppose. Okay. We can't go too quickly into the other side, or we won't last the full repetitions. Give it another little beat in this stretch. Good. While you're here, lift it up. Roll your wrists a little bit. Good. Now just make the tricep push-ups a bit smaller if you find that you can't get down too low. Little ones are perfect. Big breath in. And then on the exhale, tuck those toes. You are almost done. Let's get this second leg done. Good. Take a little stretch in your A-frame. Nice. I'm going to just swing myself around so you can see me easier, but you stay where you need to. Now, we should be on the other leg. We stack down to all 4s. We lift up our neutral spine. We send the leg out behind, and we're going toes down. Toes down encourages the internal rotation. Lots of movements encourage the external. At the moment, we get a little touch of internal. That's it, or strictly parallel, I should say. Okay, now these ones get us warmed up. So we do a slightly higher amount of repetition, still with that little kick. And you've got time to think of that lift up through the belly. Sometimes the movements are going so fast you can't also think about the belly drawing up. Right now we can. Your breath is longer and slower, just traveling over the top of those kicks. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift it up. Now let's take ourselves forwards to the end of the mat. Squeeze in your arms. Practice the squeeze in. It's almost like the elbows are a little shelf catching you on the ribs. Nice. Send your nose forward. Worst case scenario is you drop and hit the floor. You haven't got far to fall. So don't be afraid to try it a little further than you normally would. No one's watching. We're all doing this. Well, you're watching me, I suppose. Okay, take it out. We're on that 6 o'clock now. 8 o'clock. You're on the other side of the clock. You're tapping. This is a moment where you can do a little pelvis check, because if you're lifting up, kicking high, you won't be able to balance that plate on your pelvis. If you've got that balancing plate position, then you're going to get a little bit more of the side glute on the kneeling leg. I'm always talking about the kicking one, but the hard worker here is that supporting side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. We take it down. Bring it up. Take it down. Bring it up. Take it down. 3 is the magic number. And then rainbows. Up and over. Hit that peak of the rainbow. Keep that control. We're going a little wilder with the leg, so we need more control. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Tricep push-ups again. Down 1. Push back. Momentum can be on your side. Breathe up. Push it up. Lovely. Now tuck the back toe. Tip it up. There's no surprises now. We will know what we're in for. Again, you're still turning your hips down. You bend that supporting leg. And we kick up. Kick up. Heel to the sky. Straight leg. If that means you don't get very high, perfect. Kick it up. Kick it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is your quad starting to fatigue underneath? You're doing it right. 3 push-ups. 1. Elbows in, elbows in. Everybody wants to get rid of that fudub-a-dub on the back of the arm. You know, the muscle that goes fudub-a-dub when it dangles in the breeze. Last one. Did we just do 4 there? I snuck that in. Okay, bring it out to the side. Tip it up. Tap, kick, square hips. It should feel like a relative amount of even pressure through both hands. One side is taking a bit more weight in this position. Kick it up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Hold the leg out. Cock it to the side. And back. And back. And back. Last rainbows. Side and over. You get to play around with a little bit more height here. Bring it over. Looking good. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Bring it down. 3 push-ups. Down and up. Down and up. 3 at a time feels doable, doesn't it? But when you add all those up, how many have we done? You should be so proud. Now the leg that you're kneeling on, do the opposite side. Bring it forwards. Breathe in and melt. Lean into it. Let the weight of your body be that extra pressure into the stretch. Stretching is like practicing mindfulness. If your body and your mind wants to get away from the stretch, it starts twitching and thinking about other things and moving around. So it's a little chance to breathe in, breathe out, and let yourself actually notice what you're feeling. Be the observer of your experience there. Is the stretch as strong as you thought initially? Is it stretching where you thought it would stretch? You can tell me after. Inhale. Exhale. Pressing back up. All right, let's bring ourselves around. Get your sweat towels out. Sit yourself back up. Adjust yourself as I'm doing. Big breath in. Now, if your hamstrings are a little tight, it just means the knees might bend a little bit, or you have to push the hands to sit up tall. Work both inner thighs and those hamstrings. Let's take a side stretch over. Switch it, sway in the breeze. I always imagine being under the ocean here, and the tide's flowing you this way. You're the seaweed, of course, and then the tide's flowing you this way. One last fold forwards to sign off. Inhale. Thank you, everyone. Roll it down. And you're done.